The vast moonlit expanse of the Eastern Pacific is a maritime no man's land, a stage for a multi-billion-dollar shadow war. Here, the rules are not dictated by Admiralty law alone, but by the brutal economics of the drug trade. It was on this stage that a high-speed, custom-built narco-submarine, known as a low-profile vessel, LPV, made a fatal miscalculation. Its crew, likely emboldened by past successes in the cover of darkness, believed they could outrun and outmaneuver one of the world's most formidable maritime enforcement agencies, the United States Coast Guard. The challenge was issued not with radio transmission, but with the roar of twin diesel engines. The response was swift, overwhelming, and final. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Mohawk, a veteran 270-foot famous class cutter, was on routine patrol as part of the war on drugs. Its crew, a blend of cutting-edge technology and old-school maritime grit, represents a persistent thorn in the side of Cartel's moving product from South America to North America. The LPV they encountered was no simple fishing boat. It was a testament to the cartel's sophisticated engineering, a semi-submersible craft, riding low in the water with only a tiny cockpit exposed, designed to be nearly invisible to radar and the naked eye, packed with thousands of kilograms of cocaine. It was a floating fortune. The initial phase of the encounter was a classic cat-and-mouse game. The Mohawk likely detected the vessel through a combination of radar, airborne surveillance, and sharp-eyed lookouts. The Coast Guard's rules of engagement are strict and measured. They cannot simply open fire on a suspect vessel. The first step is always a clear, verbal order to stop, communicated via loudspeaker and radio. This is the point where a choice is offered. Heave to and be taken into custody or run. The cartel crew chose to run. Gunning their engines, they attempted to flee, betting their heavily laden craft could lose the larger cutter in the vastness of the ocean or reach the protective sovereignty of a nearby territorial sea. This was their critical error. They underestimated the Coast Guard's resolve and its multi-layered capabilities. A chase ensued, the Mohawk pushing its own limits to keep pace. But the real game changer was launched from the cutter's deck, and over the horizon, OTH boat. These are the Coast Guard Special Forces of the Maritime Domain, small, rigid-hull inflatable boats crewed by a handful of highly trained personnel. They are fast, agile, and relentless. While the Mohawk maintained command and control, the ODH boat became the pursuing predator, closing the distance with the fleeing LPV with breathtaking speed. What happened next was not an exchange of gunfire, but a masterclass in tactical maritime intervention. The Coast Guard is not trained to sink vessels. It trains to disable and board them. As the ODH boat drew alongside the narco sub, its crew employed a suite of non-lethal and precise lethal options. This could have included Asterisk Precision Rifle Fire Asterisk, a designated marksman, positioned on the OTH boat or the Mohawk, would have aimed with surgical accuracy at the LPV's engines or propulsion system. A few well-placed rounds from a high-caliber rifle can disable a boat without risking the structural integrity of the hull or the lives of those on board. Asterisk warning shots and final rounds, asterisk, the standard escalation of force protocol. Warning shots are fired well clear of the vessel. If these are ignored, disabling fire is authorized, targeting the engine block. Asterisk non-lethal lasers and acoustic devices, asterisk, the Coast Guard employs dazzling laser systems to disorient pilots and powerful long-range acoustic devices, RADs,